Now I know why you good writer. And I said, why, Mum? And she goes, because I'm a good writer. Look. After high school, I didn't know what it was, but I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Deep inside, I didn't think I was smart enough to be a doctor, skilled enough to be a dentist, dedicated enough to be an engineer. So for a while, I studied law. But it was funny that law wasn't for me. I grew up loving drama and loving performing. So one day, I decided to leave law behind to pursue a career in film and in theatre. When I first began, everyone said I was mad. They said, Kwa, no one leaves law after a few years of studying. Do something like film and theatre, especially if you come from a Vietnamese background. But I didn't listen. I thought I'd go and I'd try it anyway, and I'd focus on what I had. And in the first few months, I actually landed my first role in this film called The Diamond of Jeru, opposite an actor named Billy Zane. You know, the bad guy from Titanic. Well, I got to play the villain in this film, and I still remember showing up on set on the first day, and the director's assistant, she puts me with all the extras, and about 5 minutes later she goes, where's our villain? He should be here by now. And I kind of slowly put up my hand, and she comes over, she looks at me and she goes, you're the villain? Who's going to be scared of you? But it's an amazing experience. I spent 2 months on the Gold Coast, living the actor's life, sharing a trailer with Billy Zane and sharing Titanic stories with him. In fact, they put me up in his massive hotel on the Gold Coast. My hotel room was so big that I actually took photos of it and I sent them home to my mum. So my mum's got no idea who on earth Billy Zane is, but a big fat hotel room, now that impressed her. A few months later, I heard that SBS were making a new series of films and they were calling for new ideas. I thought to myself, I've never written a film before in my life, but I've lived a really interesting life. I've got lots of ideas. So one day I actually sat down, I wrote a 2-page story idea and I sent it in to SBS. Out of 100 proposals, they chose 4 to turn into half-hour dramas, and ours was one of them. I was suddenly being hired to write a film for SBS. So the next week, I went to my library. I sat there for a whole week and read every book that I could find on how to write a film script. At the end of that year, the film was finished. It was called Delivery Day, and it was based on our family's experiences working in a sewing garage, making garments. Well, the film was an immediate success. We had a world premiere over in France at the world's most prestigious short film festival. And I still remember they flew me over to France for this festival. And I remember sitting in the cinema of 1,200 French people watching this tiny film that we'd made in a sewing garage in Western Sydney with actors that looked Vietnamese, they spoke broken English, and they were being subtitled in French.